and welcome to tonight's performance of Macbeth. A couple of quick notes before we start. Firstly, the content warnings for tonight's performance are death, murder, suicide, infanticide, weapons, fake blood, flashing lights, haze, sudden loud noises, and graphic violence. We have also had a couple of cast and band changes for this production. Craig Moffat will now be playing the clarinet in the band, and George Rodgers has very kindly stepped up to play Lennox and Seyton with only 1 day's notice. He will have his script in hand, but please give him grace. As always, please turn off your mobile phones and enjoy this production of Macbeth.
Captivity. Hail, brave Fran. Say to the king the knowledge of the broil as thou didst leave it.
Doubtful it stood. like two spent swimmers that do cling together and choke their art. The merciless MacDonald, worthy to be a rebel, for to that the multiplying villainies of nature do swarm upon him from the western isle, of curse and gallows glasses is supplied, and fortune on his damned quarrel smiling showed like a rebel's whore. But also weak for brave Macbeth. Well, he deserves that name. Disdaining fortune, with brandished steel which smoked with bloody execution, like valor's minion, he carved out passages in face to slavery snare, shook hands, nor bade farewell that he had unseen him from the neighbouring shops, and fixed his head upon our valiant.
Oh, valiant cousin, worthy gentleman.
As whence the sun gains reflection, shipwrecking storms, and direful thunders break, so that from that spring whence comfort seemed to come, discomfort swells. Mark, King Scotland, mark. No sooner, just in time, with valour armed, compelled these skipping kerns to trust their heels but run away on Lord, survey vantage with furbished arms and new supplies of men began a fresh assault.
Dismayed not this our captains, Macbeth and Banquo?
Yes. Sparrows, eagles, or the hair of the lion. If I say sooth, I must report they were as cannons, overcharged with double cracks, except they doubly redoubled strokes upon the foe as though they meant to bathe in reeking wounds, or memorize another goal, because I but my gosh, they cry for help.
So well thy words become thee as thy wounds, they smack of order both quick steps and surgeon. Who comes here?
The worthy Thane of Ross. What a haste look in his eye. Such a look that seems to speak things strange.
God save the king.
Whence camest thou, worthy Thane?
From Fleance, great king, where the Norwegian man has slapped the sky and fan off people cold. Norway himself, with terrible numbers, assisted by that most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict, till that belauded bridegroom, wrapped in proof, confronted him with self-comparison, point against point rebellious, arm against arm, curbing his lavish spirit, and, to conclude, the victory fell to us.
Great happiness.
As that now Sweno, the Norway's king, craves composition, nor would we deign burial of his men as we dispersed at St. Colm's Lynch $10,000 to our general use.
No more. That Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interest. Go. Pronounce his present death, and with his former title, greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
What are these? So withered and so wild in their attire that look not like the inhabitants of the earth, and yet are on. Live you? Or are you all the man in question? They seem to understand by each one's chappy finger laying on his skinny lips. You should be women, yet your beards forbid me to interpret that you are so.
Speak, if you can. What are you?
All hail Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Lands!
All hail Macbeth! Hail to thee, Fane of Calder!
All hail Macbeth! Thou shalt be king hereafter.
Good sir, why do you start as you fear things which you sound so fair? In the name of truth, are you fantastical? Or that indeed with outwardly you show? My noble partner, you greet his present grace and our prediction of noble having and of royal hope, seems wrapped with all. To me you speak not. If you could look into the seas of time, and say which great and grow and which will not speak then to me, who neither beg your fear nor your favors nor your hate.
Hail! 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 Lesser than Macbeth and greater.
Not so happy, yet much happier.
Thou shalt get kings, or thou shalt be none. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo.
Banquo and Macbeth, all hail.
Stay, you imperfect speakers. Tell me more. By Simon's death I know I am the Thane of Lands, but how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives, a prosperous gentleman, and to be king stands not within the prospect of belief, no more than to be Cawdor. Say from whence you own this strange intelligence, or why upon this blasted heath you stop our way with perfected reason. Speak, I charge you!
The earth hath bubbles, as the water has, and these are of them. Whither are they vanished?
Into the air, and what seemed corporal melted as breath into the wind. Would they had stayed?
Were such things here, as we do speak of, or have we eaten on the insane brute that takes the mind prisoner?
Your children shall be kings.
You shall be king.
And Thane of Cawdor too, is it not so?
To the self-same tune and words. Who's here?
The king hath happily received, Macbeth, the news of thy success, and when he reads thy personal venture in the rebels' fight, his wonders and his praises do contend which should be thine or his. Silenced with that, and viewing over the rest of the self-same day, he finds thee in the stout and away in ranks, nothing feared of what thyself didst make strange images of death. As thick as post came hail with hail, and everyone did bear thy praises in his kingdom's great defence, and poured them down before him.
We are sent to give thee from our royal master thanks, only to herald thee into his sight, not pay.
And for an earnest of an even greater honour, he bade me, from him, call thee Thane of Cawdor, in which addition, hail, most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
What? Can the devil speak true?
The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you address him with borrowed robes?
Who was the Thane lives, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to lose. Whether he was combined with those of Norway, or did lie in the rebel with hidden help and vantage, or that with both, laboured in his country's wrack, I know not. But treason's capital professed and proved have overthrown him.
Clans and Thane of Cawdor. The greatest is behind.
Thanks for your pains.
Do you not hope your children shall be kings? But those that gave the Thane of Cawdor to me promised no less to them.
That trusted home might yet enkindle you unto you the crown, besides Thane of Cawdor, but 'tis strange. And oftentimes the instruments of darkness win us with truths, win us with honest trifles, only to betray us in deepest consequence. Cousins, a word, I pray you.
Two truths are told. Those happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial theme.
I thank you, gentlemen.
The supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given me earnest of success, commencing in a truth? I am Thane of Cawdor. why do I yield to that suggestion, whose horrid image doth unfix my hair, and make my seated heart look at my ribs against the use of nature? Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thought, whose murder yet is but fantastical, shakes so my single state of man, that nothing is but what is not, and function is smothered in surmise.
Our partner's rapt.
If chance will have me king, or chance may crown me without my stir.
New honours come upon him, like our strange garments would not to their mould, but with the aid of use.
Come what, come may, time and the hour runs through the roughest day.
Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
Give me your favour. My dull brain is wrought with things forgotten. Kind gentlemen, your pains are registered where every day I turn the leaf to read them. Let us toward the king.
Speak our free hearts to each other.
Very glad.
Till then, come.
Friends!
Is execution done on Cawdor? Are those in commission not yet returned?
My liege, they are not yet come back, but I have spoke with one who saw them die, who did report. Very frankly, he confessed his treason, implored your highness pardon, and set forth a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him as the leaving it. He died as one who had been studied in his death. Throw away the dearest thing he owed as 'twere a careless trifle.
There is no art to find the mind's construction in the face. He was a gentleman, on whom I built an absolute trust. Oh, worthiest cousin, the sins of my ingratitude even now is heavy on me. Thou art so far before the swiftest wing of recompense, it slows to overtake thee. Wouldst thou had less deserved, the proportion of both thanks and payment might have been mine. Only I have left to say, more is thy due than more than all can pay.
The service and the loyalty I owe in doing it pays itself. Your Highness's part is to receive our duties, and our duties are to your throne and state children and servants, which do what they should by doing everything safe toward your love and honour.
Welcome hither. I have begun to plant thee, and will labour to make thee full of growing. Noble Banquo, thou hadst no less deserved, nor must be known no less to have done so. Let me enfold thee, and hold thee to my heart.
There if I grow, the harvest is your own.
Plenteous joys, wanton and fullness, seek to hide themselves in drops of sorrow. Sons, kinsmen, thanes, and you, whose places are the nearest, know we will establish our estate upon our eldest, Malcolm, for whom we name hereafter the Prince of Cumberland, and that honour unaccompanied invest him only for signs of nobleness, like stars, shall shine on all deservers. From whence to Inverness, and bind us further to you.
The rest is labour, which is not used for you. I'll be myself a harbinger, and make joyful the hearing of my wife with your approach. So humbly, take my leave.
My worthy Cawdor.
The Prince of Cumberland. That is a step on which I must fall down, or else overleap, for in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires. Let not light see my black and deep desires. The eye wink at the hand, yet let that be which the eye fears when it is done to see.
True, worthy Banquo, who is so cool, so valiant, and in his commendations I am fed. Oh, it is a banquet to me. Come, let us after him, whose care has gone before to bid us welcome. It is a peerless kinsman.
They met me in the day of success, and I've learned by the prefect's reports they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves air, into which they vanished. Whilst I stood wrapped in wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me, Thane of Caithness, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me and referred me to the coming on of time. Hail, King that shall be. This have I but good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightst not lose the dews of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised me. Lay it to thy heart, and farewell. Lambs thou art, and coddler, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet, do I fear thy nature? It is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great. Art not without ambition, not without the illness should attend it. What thou wouldst highly, that wouldst thou holily, wouldst not play false, and yet wouldst wrongly win. Thou'st have great lambs. That which cries, thus thou must do if thou have it, and that which rather thou dost fear to do than wishes should be undone. Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with the valour of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. What is your purpose?
Our king comes here tonight.
Thou art mad to say it.
So please you, it is true. Our Thane is coming. One of my fellows at the speed of him, who almost dead for breath, had scarcely more than conveyed of his message.
Give him tending. He brings great news. The raven himself is hoarse, that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to the toe, top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breasts, and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substance you seem to wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, Hold! Hold! Great lambs, worthy called for, greater than both by the all-hail hereafter. Thy letters have transported me beyond this ignorant present, and I feel now the future in the instant.
My dearest father, Duncan comes in tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he
never shall sun that morrow see. Your face, my thing, is as a book where men may read strange matters. To beguile the time, look like the time. Bear welcome in your eye, your hand, your tongue. Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. He that is coming must be provided for, and you shall put this night's great business into my dispatch, which shall, for all our nights and days to come, give solely sovereign sway in masterdom.
We will speak further.
Only look up clear. To alter favour ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
Recommends itself unto our noble senses.
This guest of summer, the temple-haunting martlet, does approve by his loved mansionry that the heaven's breath smells wooingly here. No jutty, frieze, buttress, nor coign of vantage, but this bird hath made his pendant bed and procured cradle, where they most breed and haunt I have observed. The air is delicate.
See, our honoured hostess. The love that follows us sometime in our trouble, which we still thank as love. Here and I teach you how you shall bid God ild us for your pains and thank us for your trouble.
All our service, at every point twice done and then done double, we're poor and single business to contend against those honours deep and broad wherewith your majesty loads our house. For those of old, and the late dignities heaped up to them, we rest your hermits.
Where is the Thane of Cawdor? We had coursed him at the heels in hopes to be his purveyor, but he rides well, and his great love, sharp as his spur, hath helped him to his home before us. Fair and noble hostess, we are your guests tonight.
Your servants ever have theirs themselves and what is theirs in compt, to make their audit at your highness's pleasure, still to return your own.
Give me your hand. Conduct me to my host. We love him highly and shall continue our graces towards him. By your leave, hostess.
Assassination could trammel up the consequence and catch with his ceased success. But this blow might be the be-all and the end-all here, but here, upon this bank and shoal of time, we'd chump the life to come. But in these cases, we still have judgment here, that we but teach. Bloody instructions which being taught return to plague the inventor, this even-handed justice. Commends the ingredients of our poisoned chalice to our own lips. He's here in double trust. First, as I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed, and as his host, who should against his murderer shut the door, not bear the knife myself beside. This Duncan hath borne his faculty so meek, hath been so clear in his great office that his virtues will plead like angels, trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off, and pity when a naked newborn babe striding the blast, or heaven's cherubim horsed upon the sightless couriers of the air, shall blow the horrid deed in every eye, that tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur. to prick the sides of my intent. But only vaulting ambition, which overleaps itself and falls on the other. How now, what news?
He hath all supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Have he asked for me?
What, know you not he has?
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honoured me of late, and I have brought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which be worn now in their newest cloths, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since? And wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? From this time, such I account thy love. Art thou afeared to be the same in thine own act and valour as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteem'st, the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I would like the poor cat of the Attis?
Prithee, peace! I dare do all the way to come, a man who dares do more is none.
But what beast was it then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be more than what you were, you would be so much more the man. Nor time nor place did then adhere, and yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and that their fitness now does not make you. I have given suck, and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out, and I so sworn as you have done to this.
If we should fail.
We fail! But screw your courage to the sticking place, and we'll not fail. And Duncan is asleep, where to the rather shall his day's hard journey soundly invite him. His two chamberlains will I with wine and with sail, so convinced that memory, the warder of the brain, shall be a few, and the receipt of reason a limerick only. When in a swinish sleep their drenched nature lies as in a death, what cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers, who shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
Bring forth men, children, only. For I am daughter of Neville shifting poems nothing but males. Will it not be received? When we've marked with blood those sleepy two of his own chamber, and used their very daggers, that they have done it.
Who dares receive it, other? As we shall make our griefs and clamour roar upon his death.
I'm settled, and bend up each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away, and mock the time in the fairest show, false face not hide, what the false heart doth know.
Take my sword. There's husbandry in heaven. Its candles are all out. Take thee that too. A heavy summons lies like lead upon me, and yet I would not sleep. Merciful powers, restrain in me the cursed thoughts that nature does give way to in repose. Give me my sword! Who's here?
A friend.
What, sir? Not yet at rest? The king's abed? He hath been in unusual pleasure and sent forth great largesse to your offices. This diamond he greets your wife, withal by the name most kind hostess, and shut up in measureless content.
Being unprepared, our will became his servant to defect, which else should free have wrought.
Oswald, I dreamt last night of the three weird sisters. To you they have showed some truth.
I think not of them. Yet when we can entreat an hour to serve, we would spend it in some words upon that business, if you would grant the time.
At your kindest leisure.
If you shall cleave to my consent when 'tis, it shall make honour for you.
So I lose none in seeking to augment it, but keep my bosom franchised and my allegiance clear. I shall be counselled.
I propose the wine.
Thanks, sir. Like to you.
Go bid thy mistress. When my drink is ready, she strike upon the bell. Get thee to bed. Is this the dagger which I see before me? The handle toward my hand. Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not, fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight, or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation proceeding from the heat oppressed brain? I see thee yet, in form as palpable as this which now I draw. Thou marshallest me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made the fools of the other senses, or else worth all the rest. I see thee still, and on my blade and dungeon gouts of blood, which was not so before. There's no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. Now all the one-half-world nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse the curtain's sleep. Now witchcraft celebrates pale Hecat's offerings and withered murder. Alarmed by his sentinel, the wolf whose howls his watch, thus with his stealthy pace, with Tarquin's ravishing strides towards his design, moves like a ghost. Thou sure and firm set earth, hear not my steps, which way they walk, for fear thy very stones prate of my whereabout, and take the present horror from the time which now suits with it, whilst I threat he lives. Words to the breath of deeds too cold heat gives. I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell which summons thee to heaven or to hell.
made me bold. What hath quenched them hath given me fire. Hark! Peace. It was the owl that shrieked, the fatal bellman which gives the sternest good night. He is about it. The doors are open, and the surfeited grooms do mock their charge with snores. I have drugged their possets, that death and nature do contend about them, whether they live or die.
Who's there? What's home?
Alack! I am afeard they have awaked and 'tis not done. The attempt and not the deed confounds us. Had he not resembled my father as he slept, I had done it. My husband.
Well done, indeed. Didst thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owl scream and the cricket cry. Did you not speak?
When?
Now!
So I ascended?
Aye.
Ha! Who lies in the second chamber?
Donalbain.
This is a sorry sight.
Foolish thought. To say a sorry sight.
There's one that laughed in sleep and one cried murder. They did wake each other. I stood and heard them. They did say their prayers and addressed them again to sleep.
There are two lodged together.
One cried, God bless us, and amen the other, as they had seen me with these hangman's hands. Listening their fear, I could not say amen when they did say God bless us.
Consider it not so deeply.
Wherefore could I not pronounce amen? I have most need of blessing, and amen stuck in my throat.
These deeds must not be thought after these ways, so it will make us
Methought
mad.
I heard a voice cry, sleep no more. Macbeth was murdered, sleep. Sleep, the innocent sleep, sleep that knits up the ravelled sleeve of care, death of each day's life, sore labour's bath, balm of hurt minds, great nature's certain course, chief nourisher in life's feast.
What do you mean?
Still it cried, sleep no more, to all the house, Glamis hath murdered sleep. Therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more, Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Who was it that thus cried? Why, worthy thing, you do unbend your noble strength to think so brain-sickly of things. Go, get some water, and wash this filthy witness from your hand. Why have you brought the dagger from the place? It must lie there. Go and smear the sleeping rivers with blood.
No! I am afraid to think what I have done. Look on again, I dare not.
Oh, infirm of purpose. Give me the dagger. The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. 'Tis the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. If he do bleed, I'll gild the faces of the grooms with all, for it must seem their guilt.
Whence is that knocking? Harvest with me when every noise appalls me. What hands are here? Pluck out mine eyes. Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hand? No. This my hand will rather the multitudinous seas in Caithness, making the green one red.
My hands are of your color. But I am shamed
to wear a heart so white. I hear a knocking at the south entry. Retire we to our chamber. A little water clears us of this deed. How easy it is then. Your constancy had left you unattended. Hark! More knocking. Get on your nightgown lest occasion calls us and shows us to be watchers. Be not lost so poorly in your thoughts.
No, my deed, thou best not know myself. Why, Duncan, with thy knocking. Would thou
There's a knocking indeed. If a man were porter of Hellgate, he would have all turned in the key. Oh, knock. Who is there? In the name of Beelzebub. Ah. Here's a farmer, what hangs himself on the expectation of plenty. Oh, come in, farmer. You've got napkins enough about you. Here, your sweat friends. Oh, knock. Who is there? The other devil's name. Faith. Here is an equivocator who could swear in both the scales against either scale, who committed treason. Not enough for God's sake, and yet could not equivocate to heaven. Oh, come in, equivocator! No! Who is there? Faith, here's an English sailor. Come hither for stealing out a French man's goose. Oh, come in, sailor. Here you go, Mr. Goose. Oh, no! Never quiet! What are you? But this place is too cold for hell. I'll devil porter no further. I had thought to let in some of all professions that go the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. Anon! I pray you, remember the porter.
Was it so late, friend, ere you went to bed? Didn't you lie so late?
We were carousing till the second cock, and drink, sir, is a great provoker of three things.
And what three things does drink especially provoke?
Marriage, sir, nose, hating, sleep, and urine. Lechery, sir, it provokes, it unprovokes. It provokes the desire. It takes away the performance. Therefore, much drink may be said to be an equivocator with lechery. It makes him, but it mars him. Sets him on, sets him off. Persuades him, but disheartens him. Makes him stand to, and not stand to. In conclusion, equivocates him in a sleep. And in giving him lie, leaves him.
I believe drink gave you the lie last night.
Oh, that it did, sir, in the very throat of me, though I did requite him for his lie, and being too strong for him, I think, though he took me up my legs sometime, I made a shift to cast him.
Is thy master stirring? Aren't knocking his way to
Good morrow, noble sir. Morrow both.
Is the king stirring with him?
Not yet.
You did command me to call timely on him. I'm almost at the hour.
bring you to him.
I know this is a joyful trouble to you, but yet 'tis one.
The labour we delight in, physics pain. This is the door.
I'll make so bold as to call, for 'tis mine, the little service.
Does the king go rest today?
It does, he did it upon his son.
The night has been unruly. Where we lay, our chimneys were blown down, and as they say, lamentings heard in the air. Strange screams of death, and prophesying with accents terrible of dire combustion and confused events, new hatched to the woeful time. The obscure bird clamoured the livelong night. Some say the earth was feverous and did shake.
'Twas a rough night.
My young remembrance cannot parallel a fellow to it.
Oh, horror. Horror, horror, tell your heart cannot be seen, no more, name me!
What's the matter?
Confusion hath now made his masterpiece. Most sacrilegious murder hath broke up the Lord's anointed temple and stolen the life of the building.
What did you say, the life? Mean you his majesty?
Approach the chamber and destroy your sight with the rewarded. Do not bid me speak, see, and then speak yourselves. Awake! Awake! Ring the alarm bell! Murder and treason! Banquo and Donalbain, welcome! Awake! And shake off this downy sleep, and look on death itself! Up, up and see the great doom's image! Malcolm! Banquo, as from your graves, rise up and walk like sprites to countenance this horror! Ring the bell! What's the business that such a hideous trumpet calls to parley the sleepers of the house? Speak! Speak! Gentle lady, 'tis not for you to hear what I can speak. The repetition in a woman's ear would murder as it fell. Banquo, a royal master's murder. Alas, what in our house?
Too cruel, anyway.
Dear Duff, I prithee, contradict thyself, say 'tis not so.
Had I but died an hour before of this chance, I had lived a blessed time, for from this instant there is nothing serious in mortality. All is but toys, renown and grace is dead. The wine of life is drawn, and the mere lees is left this vault to brag of.
What is amiss?
You are and do not know it. The spring, the head, the fountain of your blood is stopped. The very source of it is stopped.
Your royal father's murdered.
Oh. By whom? Those of his own chamber, as it seemed, have done it. Their hands and faces were all badged with blood, so were their daggers, which, unwiped, we found upon their pillows. They stared and were distracted. No man's life was to be trusted with them.
Oh, yes. I do repent me of my fury that I did kill them.
Wherefore did you so?
Who can be wise, amazed, temperate and furious, loyal and neutral in a moment? No man! The expedition of my violent law outrun the pause of reason. Here lay Duncan. His silver skin laced with his golden blood, and his gasped stabs looked like a breach in nature for ruins, wasteful entrance. There, the murderers, steeped in the colours of their trade, their daggers are manly breached with gore. Who could refrain? That had the heart to love, and in their heart courage to make so known.
Look to the lady.
Why do we hold our tongues? The most may claim this argument for hours. What should be spoken here, where our faith, hid in an auger hole, may rush and seize us? Let's away. Our tears are not yet bled. There are strong sorrow upon the foot of motion.
Look to the lady!
Let us briefly meet the hall together and put on manly readiness.
not consort with them. To show an unfelt sorrow is an office which the false man does easy. I'll to England.
To Ireland. Our separated fates will keep us both safer. Where we are, there's daggers and men's smiles. The nearer blood, the nearer bloody.
This murderous shaft and shot has not yet lighted, and our safest way is to avoid the aim, therefore to halt. And let us not be dainty of leave-taking and shift away. There's warrant in that theft which steals itself when there's no mercy left.
Strangles the travelling lamp. Is it night's predominance or the day's shade that the darkness does the face of earth entomb when living light should kiss it?
It is unnatural, even like the deed that's done. On Tuesday last, a falcon towering in her pride of place was by a mousing owl hawked at and killed.
And Duncan's horses, thing most strange and certain, beauteous and swift, minions of their race, turned wild in nature, with their swords flung out, contending against obedience as they would make war with mankind.
It is said they hate each other.
They did so, to the amazement of mine eyes that looked upon it. Well, here comes the good Macduff. How goes the world, sir, now?
Why, see you not?
Is it known who did this more than bloody deed?
Those that Macbeth hath slain.
Alas the day. What good could they pretend?
They were suborned. Malcolm and Donalbain, the king's two sons, are stolen away and fled, which puts upon them suspicion of the deed.
Breathless ambition, that will riven up thine own life's means. Then 'tis most like the sovereignty will fall upon Macbeth.
He is already named, and gone to Scone to be invested.
Where is Duncan's body?
Carried to Conkill, the sacred storehouse of his predecessors and guardian of their bones.
Will you to Scone?
No, cousin, I'll to Fife.
Well, I will thither.
Well, may you see things well done there. Adieu, lest our old robe sit easier than our new.
Farewell, father.
How's venison go with you? And with those that would make good or bad, and friends or foes.
Thou hast it now. King, Cawdor, Glamis, all as the weird woman promised, and I fear thou playest most foully for it. Yet it was said it should not stand in thy posterity, but that I myself should be the root and father of many kings. If there come truth from them, as upon thee, Macbeth, their speeches shine. Why, by the verities on thee make good. May they not be my oracles as well, and set me up in hope. But hush, no more.
Here's our chief guest.
If he had been forgotten, it had been as a gap in our great feast, and all thing unbecoming.
Tonight we hold a solemn supper, sir, and I'll request your presence.
Let your highness command upon me, to the which my duties are with the most indissoluble tie, forever linked.
Ride you this afternoon?
Aye, my good lord.
You should have else desired your good advice, which still have been both brave and prosperous in this day's council, but we'll take tomorrow's far you guys.
As far, my lord, as will fill the hours twixt this and supper, go not my horse the better, I must become a borrower of the night for some dark hour or twain.
Fail not our feast.
My lord, I will not.
We hear our bloody cousins are bestowed in England and in Ireland, not confessing their cruel parricide, filling their hearers with strange invention. But of that tomorrow, and there withal we shall have cause of state, craving us jointly. Hie the horse, adieu, till you return at night. Goes Fleance with you.
Aye, my lord, our time does call upon us.
I wish your horses swift and sure of foot, and so I do commend you to their backs. Farewell. Let every man be master of his time till 7 at night. To make society the sweeter welcome, we will keep ourselves till supper time alone. While then, God be with you. Sarah, a word with you. Attend those men our pleasure?
They are, my lord, without the palace gate.
Bring them before us. To be thus is nothing, but to be safe thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep, and in his royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared. 'Tis much he dares, and to that dauntless temper of his mind he hath a wisdom that doth guide his valour to act in safety. There's none but he, whose being I do fear, and under him my genius is rebuked, as it is said Mark Antony's was by Caesar. He chid the sisters when first they put the name of king upon me, and bade them speak to him. Then, prophet-like, they hailed him father to a line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown, and put a barren sceptre in my gripe, thence to be wrenched with an unlineal hand, no son of mine succeeding. If be so, for Banquo's issue have I filed my mind. For them, the gracious Duncan, have I murdered, put rancours in the vessel of my peace, only for them, and mine eternal jewel given to the common enemy of man, to make them kings. The seat of Banquo kings, rather than so, come, fate, into the list and champion me to the utterance. Who's there? Now stand outside the door and wait until we call. Was it on yesterday we spoke together?
It was, so please your highness.
Well then, now you considered of my speeches, know that it was he in the times past which held you so under fortune which you thought had been our innocent self. This I made good to you in our last conference, passed in probation with you, how you were born in hand, how crossed the instruments who brought with them, and all things else of might, half a soul unto the notion of praise, say, thus did Banquo.
You made it known to us?
I did so and went further, which is now our point of second meeting. Do you find your patience so predominant in your nature that you can let this go? Are you so gospel to pray for this good man and for his issue, whose heavy hand hath bowed you to the grave and beggared yours forever?
We are men, my liege.
Aye, in the catalogue ye go for men as hounds and greyhounds, mongrels, spaniels, curs, shuffs, water-rugs, and demi-wolves, yclept all by the name of dogs. The valued file distinguishes the swift, the slow, the subtle, the housekeeper, the hunter, everyone, according to the gift which bounteous nature hath in him clothed, whereby he does receive particular addition from the bill that writes them all alike, and so on men. Now you have a station in the file, not in the worst rank of man would say. And I will put that business in your bosom, whose execution takes your enemy off, grapples you to the heart and love of us, who were our help but sickly in his life, which in his death were perfect.
I am one, my liege, from the bad blows and buffets of the world have so incensed that I am breathless as to what I do to spite her.
And I another, so wearied with disasters, tugged with fortune, that I would set my life on any chance to mend it or be rid of it.
Both of you know Banquo was your enemy?
Truth, my lord.
So is he mine, and in such a bloody distance that every minute of his being thrusts against my nearest of life, and though I could, with barefaced power, and bid my will avouch it, sweep him from my sight, yet I must not. For certain friends that are both his and mine, whose loves I may not drop, but wail his fall, who I myself struck down, and thence it is that I to your assistance you make love, marshalling the business from the common eye for sundry weighty purposes.
We shall, my lord, perform what you command of us.
Though our lives...
Your spirit shine through. Within this hour at most, I would advise you better plant yourselves, acquaint you with the spy at the time, the moment of what must be done tonight, and something from the palace. Always thought that I require a clearness, and with it, to leave no robs nor botches in the work. Fleance's son, who keeps in company, whose absence is no less material to me than is his father's, must embrace the fate of that dark hour. Resolve yourselves apart, I'll come to you anon.
We are resolved, my lord.
I'll call upon you straight, abide with him. It is concluded. Banquo, thy soul's flight, if it find heaven, must find it out tonight.
Is Banquo gone from court?
Aye, my lord, but returns again tonight.
Say to the king I would attend his leisure for a few words. Madam, I will. Not had, all's spent were our desires got without content. 'Tis safer to be that which we destroy than by destruction dwell in doubtful joy. thoughts which should indeed have died with them, they think on. Things without all remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
We've scotched the snake, not killed it. She'll close and be herself, whilst our poor malice remains in danger of her fortitude. But let the frame of things disjoint both the worlds suffer, and we will eat our meal in fear and sleep in the infliction of these terrible dreams that shake us nightly. Better be with the dead, whom we, to gain our peace, have sent to peace, than on the torture of the mind to lie in restless ecstasy. Duncan is in his grave. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps well. Treason has done his worst, nor steel, nor poison, malice, domestic, foreign levy, nothing can touch him further.
Be gentle, my lord. Be bright and jovial amongst your guests tonight.
So shall I, love? And so I pray be you. Let your remembrance apply to Banquo. Present him eminence both with eye and tongue. Unsafe the while, we must lave our honours in these flattering streams and make our faces visits to our hearts, disguising what they are.
You must leave this.
Oh, full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife. Thou knowest that Banquo Antis Fleance lives.
But in them, nature's copy is not to turn.
There's comfort, yes, they are assailable. Then be that Johnson. Ere the vast flow is hoisted flight, ere to black Hecat summons the sharp-born beetle with his drowsy hums of the young knight's yawning peal. There shall be done a deed of dreadful note.
What's to be done?
Innocent of the knowledge, dearest child. And I'll call thee. Come, sealing night, scarf up the tender eye of pitiful day, and with thy bloody and invisible hand cancel and tear to pieces that great bond which keeps me pale. Light thickens, and the crow makes wing to the rooky wood. Good things of day begin to droop and drowse, whilst night's black agents to their praise do rouse. Thou marvelst at my words, so be thou still. Think bad to go, make strong themselves by him. So prithee go with me.
To gain the timely inn. Near approaches the subject of our watch.
Hark, I hear horses.
Give us a light there, ho! Then 'tis he. The rest that are within our note of expectation are already in the court.
His horses go about?
Almost a mile, but he does usually. So all men do from hence to the palace gate to make it their walk.
Light, a light.
'Tis he.
Stand to it.
'Twill be rain tonight.
Let it come down.
Treachery! Fly, fly, thou mischief back! Slave!
Let's await and say how much is done.
You know your own degrees. Sit down. At first and last, the hearty welcome.
Thanks to your majesty.
Ourselves will mingle with society and play the humble host. Our hostess keeps her state, but in this time will require her.
Pronounce it for me, sir, to all our friends, for my heart speaks they are welcome.
See, they encountered you with their heart's thanks. Both sides are even here. I'll sit in the midst. Be large in minute, and none will drink and measure the table round.
There's blood upon my face.
Banquo then.
It is better thee without than he within is he dispatched.
My good lord, say, his throat is cut, that I did for him.
Thou art the best of the cutthroats, yet he is good that did the like for Fleance. If Attis that thou art the none for I.
Most royal sir, Fleance is escaped.
Then comes my fit again. It has been perfect, whole as the marble, founded as the rock, as broad and general as the casing air, but now I am cabin, cribbed, confined, bound in to saucy doubts and fears, but Banquo's safe.
My good lord, safe in a ditch he bides, with 20 trenched gashes to the head, the least a death to nature.
Thanks for that. There the grunt serpent lies, the worm that's fled hath nature that in time will venom breed. No teeth for the present, get thee gone. Tomorrow we'll hear ourselves again.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer. The feast is so that is not often vouched, while 'tis a making, 'tis given with welcome. To feed where rest at home, from thence, the sauce to meat is ceremony. Meeting were bare without it.
Sweet remembrance, then. Now good digestion wait on appetites and health on both. May it please your highness to sit. Here have we now our country's honour root, where the great person of our Banquo present, who may I rather challenge for unkindness, in pity for mischance.
His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please it your highness to sit with us?
The table's full.
Here is a place reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, my lord. What is it that moves your highness?
Which of you have done?
What, my good lord?
I can not say I did it. Never shake my glory off stage!
Gentle Christ, his highness is not well.
Sit, worthy friends. My lord is often thus and hath been from his youth. Pray you, keep seat, feet, regard him not. Are you a man?
Aye! And the bold on the dead look on that which might appall the devil!
Proper stuff! Oh, this is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger that you said led you to Duncan. These flaws and starts, imposters to true fear, would well become a woman's story at a winter fire authorized by her grandam. Shame itself.
Why do you make such faces? When all's done, you look but on a stool.
Behold, look, how say you? Why, what care I, if thou canst not speak too, if charnel houses and our graves must send those that we bury back, our monuments will be the moors of Caithness.
It's quite unmanned in folly.
If I stand here, I saw him.
Fie for shame.
Blood has been shed ere now with olden time. Their humane statute purged the gentle wheel. Aye, and since too, murders have been performed too terrible for the ear. The time has been that when the brains were out, the man would die, and there an end, but now they rise again, with 20 mortal murders on their crown, and push us from our stools. This is more strange than such a murder is.
My worthy lord, your noble friends do lack you.
I do forget. Do not use of me, my most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity, which is nothing to those that know me. Come, love and health to all. Then I'll sit down. Give me some white filth. I drink to the general joy of the whole table, and to our dear friend Banquo, whom we miss. Would he were here. To all and he we thirst, and all to all.
Our duties in the pledge.
Avaunt and quit my sight! Let the earth find thee! Thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold. Thou hast no speculation in those eyes which thou dost glare with.
Think of this, worthy peers, but a thing of custom. 'Tis no other. Only it spoils the pleasure of the time.
What man dare? I dare! And wouldst thou like the rugged Russian bear, the Hyrcan tiger, the young rhinoceros take any shape but that, and my firm nerves shall never tremble or be alive again. And dare me to the desert with thy sword! If trembling I inhabit, then protect me, the baby of a girl! Hence! Unreal mockery! Horrible shadow! Hence! I so being gone, I am and now. Again, pray you sit still.
You have displaced the mirth, and broke the good meeting with most admired disorder.
Can such things be? And overcome us like a summer's cloud without our special wonder, you make me strange. Even to the disposition that I owe. Well, now I think you can behold such sight and keep the natural ruby of your cheeks, and mine is blanched with fear.
What sights, my lord?
Pray you speak not. He grows worse and worse. Question enrages him. At once, good night. Stand not upon the order of your going, but go at once.
Good night. May better health attend his majesty.
A kind good night to all.
It will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. Trees have been known to move and stones to speak. Augurs and understood relations have, by magpies and choughs and rooks, brought forth the very secretest man of blood. What is the night?
Almost at odds this morning. Which is which?
How sayest thou that Macduff denies his person at our great bidding?
Did you send to him?
I hear it, by the way, but I will send. There's not a one of them, but in his house I keep a servant feed. I will tomorrow, and betimes I will to the weird sisters. More shall they speak, for now I am bent to know by the worst means the worst. For mine own good all causes shall give way. I am in blood.
Stepped in so far that should I wade no more, returning were as tedious as go o'er. Strange things I have in head that will to hand, which must be acted ere they may be scanned.
You lack the season of all natures. Sleep.
Come, will to sleep. My strange and self-abuse is the initiate fear that wants hard use. We are but young indeed.
Have I not reason, beldams as you are? Saucy and overbold, how did you dare to trade and traffic with Macbeth in riddles and affairs of death? And I, the master of your charms, the close contriver of all harms, was not called to bear my part or show the glory of our art? And what is worse, all you have done hath been for a wayward son, spiteful and wrathful, who, as others do, loves for his own ends, not for you. But make amends now. Get you gone, and at the pit of Acheron meet me in the morning. Thither he will come to know his destiny. Your vessels and your spells provide, your charms and all beside. I am for the air. This night I'll spend unto a dismal and a fatal end. There hangs a vaporous drop profound. I'll catch it ere it come to ground, and as if distilled by magic sleights, shall raise such artificial sprites, and by the strength of their illusion, shall draw him to his confusion. He shall spurn fate, scorn death, and hold hope of wisdom, grace, and fear. For as you all know, security is mortal's chiefest enemy. Hark! I am called. My little spirit seed sits in a foggy cloud and stays for me.
Come, let's make haste. We'll soon be back again.
My former speeches have but hit your thought, which can interpret further. Only I say things have been strangely born. The gracious Duncan was pitied at Macbeth, marry, he was dead. And the right valiant Banquo walked too late, whom you may say, if it please you. Fleance killed, for Fleance fled. Men must not walk too late. Who cannot want the thought how monstrous it was for Malcolm and Donalbain to kill their gracious father. Damn that fact! How it did grieve Macbeth. Did he not straight in pious rage the two delinquents tear that were the slaves of drink and thralls of sleep? Was that not nobly done? Aye, wisely too, for 'twould have angered any heart alive to hear the men deny it, so that I say he has borne all things well. And I do think that had he Duncan's sons under his key, as and it please heaven he shall not, they should find what were to kill a father, so should Fleance, but peace, or from broad words, and because he failed his presence at the tyrant's feast. I hear Macduff lives in disgrace, sir. Tell me where he bestows himself.
The son of Duncan, from whom this tyrant holds the right of birth, lives in the English court, and is received of pious Edward with such grace that the malevolence of fortune nothing takes from his high respect. Thither Macduff has gone, to pray the Holy King upon his aid, to wake Northumberland and warlike Seyward, so that by the help of these, with him above to ratify the work, we might again give to our tables meat, give sleep to our nights, free from our feasts and banquets bloody knives, do faithful homage and receive free honours, all which we pine for now. And report of this hath so exasperate the king that he prepares for some attempt at war.
Said he to Macduff?
He did. And with an absolute sir, not I, his cloudy messenger turns me his back, as though to say, you'll rue the time that clogs me with an answer.
That well might advise him to caution hold what distance his wisdom can provide. Some holy angel fly to the court of England and unfold his message ere he come, that a swift blessing may soon return this to our suffering country under a hand accursed.
I'll send my prayers to him.
Someone's the head pig wine.
Arthur cries, 'tis time, 'tis time.
Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw. Toad that under cold stone, days and nights had 31. Sweltered venom, sleeping gods, boil our thirst in a charmed pot. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burning, cauldron bubble. Fill the fence thick, in the cauldron boil and thick. I knew full of back and of dog, and fork and flag and stick, lizard's leg and cowlet's quick. For a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth, boil and bubble. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burning, cauldron bubble.
Scale of dragon, tooth of wilbur, witch's mummy, maw and gulp, of the rabbit, saucy sharp, root of him updinked in the dark, finger of first strangled babe, stitch delivered by a crab, make the gruel thick and slab, and thereto a tiger's children, for the ingredients of our cauldron.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burning, cauldron bubble. Quick for the bin's blood when the charm is burned good.
Oh, well done. I commend your pain. Everyone shall share in the game. And now that the cauldron sing, like elves and fairies in a ring, enchanting all that you retain.
By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. Open locks whoever knocks.
How now, you secret black and midnight hags, what is't you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you by that which you profess, howe'er you come to know it, answer me. Though you untire the winds and let them fight against the churches, though yesty waves confound and swallow navigation up, though bladed corn be lodged and trees blown down, though castles topple on their warders' heads, though palaces and pyramids do slope their heads to their foundations, though the treasure of nature's germans tumble altogether even till destruction sicken. Answer me to what I ask you.
Speak, the man will answer. Say if thou wouldst rather hear it from our mouths or from our masters.
Call him, let me see him.
Pour in sal's blood that has eaten her 9 furrow, grease that sweaten from the murderer's gibbet, throw into the flame.
Come high or low, thyself and office deathly show.
Tell me, thou unknown power,
say them not.
Macbeth, 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 beware Macduff, beware the Thane of Angus, make me enough!
Whatever what! Divided portion counts. Thou hast half my fear, all right, but one word more.
You will not be commanded. Here's another, more potent than the first.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth!
Thy 3 years I hear thee.
Be bloody bold and resolute, laugh to scorn the power of man, for none of women which shall ever harm Macbeth.
Then live Macduff, what need I fear of thee? And yet I'll make assurance double sure, and take a bond of faith. Thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted fear it lies, and sleep in spite of thunder. What is this? It rises like the issue of a king, and wears upon his baby brow the round and top of sovereignty.
Listen, but speak not to it.
Be lion mettled, proud, and take no care who chafes, who frets, or where conspirators are. Macbeth shall never vanquish thee until great Burnham Wood to high Duncanine Hill shall come against him.
That will never be! Who can impress the forest, bid the tree unfix his head-bound root? Sweet Parliaments, gods! Rebellion's head rise never till the wood of Vernon rise, and our high placement bed shall live the lease of nature, pay his breath to time and mortal custom, yet my heart throbs to know one thing. Tell me, if your art can tell so much, shall Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more.
I will be satisfied. Deny me this, and the attendant curse fall on you. Why sings that Logan? What noise is this?
Show his eyes and grieve his heart. Come like shadows, so depart.
Thou art too like the spirit of Banquo. Down! Thy crown does sear mine eyeballs, and thy hair, thou other gold-bound brow, is like the first. The third is like the former. Filthy hags, why do you show me this? A fourth, stark eyes! What will I stretch out to the crack of doom? Another yet, a seventh! I'll see no more! And yet the eighth appears, who bears a glass which shows me many more, and some I see that twofold ball and treble scepters carry. Horrible sights, for now I see 'tis true, for the blood-bolted Banquo smiles upon me and points at them for his. What? Is this so?
Aye, so. All this is so.
Where are they? Gone? At this pernicious hour stand I accursed in the calendar. Come in without there.
What's your gracious pleasure?
Show you the weird sisters?
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed, my lord.
Infected be the air whereon they rise, and damned all those that trust them. I did hear the galloping of horse who was came by.
2 or 3, my lord, bring word that Macduff is fled to England.
Fled to England?
Aye, my good lord.
Time thou anticipatest my dread exploits.
The flighty purpose never is o'ertook unless the deed go with it. From this moment, the very firstlings of my heart shall be the firstlings of my hand, and even now, to crown my thoughts of act, be it thought and done, the castle of Macduff I will surprise. Seize upon Fife, give to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. No! Boasting like a fool, this deed I'll do before this purpose cool, but no more sights. But where are these gentlemen? Come, bring me where they are.
I take my leave at once.
Sarah, your father's dead. And what will you do? How will you live?
As birds do, Mother.
What? With worms and flies?
With what I get, I mean. And so do they.
Oh, bird, thou'dst never fear the pitfall, nor the line, the net, nor the gin.
Why should I, Mother? Poor birds, they are not set for. My father's not dead for all you're saying.
Yes, he is dead. How wilt thou live for a father?
Nay, how will you do for a husband?
Why, I can buy me 20 at any market.
And you will buy him to sell him again.
Thou speakst with all thy wits, and yet in faith it wish not to be.
Was my father a traitor, Mother?
Aye. That he was.
What is a traitor?
Why, one that swears and lies.
And be all traitors that do so?
Everyone that does so is a traitor and must be hanged.
And must they all be hanged that lie and swear?
Everyone.
Well, who must hang them?
Why? The honest men.
Then the liars and swears are fools. For there are liars and swears enough to beat the honest men and hang up them.
Thou God help thee who are among thee. But how will you do for a father?
If he were dead, you would weep for him. If you would not, it were a good sign I should quickly have a new father.
Poor prattler. How thou talks.
Yes, you fair dear. I am not to you no good interest in what I am perfect. I doubt some danger does approach you nearly. If you will take a homely man's life, be not found here. Hence, with your little ones. To frighten us in things I am too savage to be worse to you, or fellow which is too nigh upon your person. Heaven preserve you, and never abide no longer.
Whither should I fly? I have done no harm. But I remember now I am in this earthly world where to do harm is often laudable, to do good sometimes accounted dangerous folly. Why then at last do I put up that womanly defense and say I've done no harm? What are these faces?
Where is your husband?
I hope in no place so unsanctified where such as thee may find him. He's a traitor. Thou liest! Thou shiny villain!
What you egg, young fried
Let us rather hold fast the mortal sword and, like good men, bestride our downfall and birthright. Each new morn, new widows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrows strike heaven on the face that it resounds as it felt with Scotland and yelled out like a syllable of God.
What you have spoke, it may be so, perchance. This tyrant whose sole name blisters our tongues was once thought honest. You have loved him well. He hath not touched you yet. I am young, but something you may deserve of him through me, and wisdom to offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb to appease an angry God.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is. A good and virtuous nature may recoil in an imperial charge. But I shall crave your pardon. That which you are, my thoughts cannot transpose. Angels are bright still, though the brightness fell. Of all things foul would wear the brows of grace, yet grace must still look so.
I've lost my hopes.
Perchance, even there wherein I find my doubts, why in that rawness left you wife and child, those precious motives, those strong knots of love without leave-taking. I pray you, let not my jealousies be your dishonours, but mine own safeties. And you may be rightly just, whatever I shall think.
Leave poor country. Great tyranny lay thou thy race of store, for goodness dare not check thee. Wear thou thy wrongs, the title is clear. Very well, Lord. I would not be the villain that thou thinkst, for the whole space within the tyrant's grasp and the rich east to boot.
Be not offended. I speak not as in absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day a gash is added to her wounds. My poor country shall have more vices than it had before, more suffer and more sundry ways than ever by him that shall succeed.
What should he be?
It is myself, I mean.
Not in the legions of horrid hell from whom the devil more damns and evils to top Macbeth.
I grant you. But with this there grows in my most ill-composed affection such a staunchless avarice that were I king I should cut off the nobles for their lands, desire his jewels and that other's house, that my more having should be as a sauce to make me hunger more, that I should forge quarrels unjust against the good and loyal, destroying them for wealth.
This avarice hath been the sword of our slain kings. Yet do not fear. Scotland hath poisons enough to fill up your will of your mere own. All these are portable with other graces ways.
But I have none. The king becoming graces as justice, verity, temperance, stableness, bounty, perseverance, mercy, lowliness, devotion, patience, courage, fortitude. I have no relish of them. In the division of each several crime, acting it in many ways, nay, had I power, I should pour the sweet milk of concord into hell, uproar the universal peace, confound all unity on the earth.
Scotland.
If such a one be fit to govern, speak. I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern?
Though not to live. O nation miserable, with an untitled tyrant bloody scepter, when shalt thou see thy wholesome days again? Since that the truest issue of thy throne does by his own interdiction stand accursed, and does blaspheme his breed. Thy royal father was a most sainted king. The queen that bore thee oftener upon her knees than her feet died every day she lived. Fare thee well. These evils thou repeatest upon myself have banished me from Scotland. Oh, my breast, I hope, ends here.
Macduff, this noble passion, child of integrity, hath from my soul wiped the black scruples, reconciled my thoughts to thy good truth and humour. Even now I put myself to thy direction and unspeak mine own detractions. Here abjure the taints and blames I laid upon myself for strangers to my nature. I never was forsworn. At no time broke my faith, nor would betray the devil to his fellow, and delight no less in truth than life. My first false speaking was this upon myself: what I am truly is thine and my poor country's to command. Old Seyward, with 10,000 warlike men already at the point, was setting forth. Now we'll together, and the chance of goodness be like our warranted quarrel. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once. 'Tis hard to reconcile.
Well, more and more. Comes the king forth, I pray you.
Aye, sir. There are a crew of wretched souls that stay his cure. Their malady convinces the greatest they of art. But at his touch, such sanctity hath heaven given his hand, they presently amend.
I thank you, doctor.
What's the disease he means?
It is called the evil. Most miraculous work in this good king. Strangely visited people, all swollen and ulcerous, pitiful to the eye, the great despair of surgery, he cures. With this strange virtue, he hath a heavenly gift of prophecy, and sundry blessings hang about his throne to speak him full of grace.
See who comes here.
It is my countryman, but yet I know him not.
My ever-gentle cousin, welcome hither.
I know him not. Yet God to times remove the means that makes us strangers, so amen.
Stand Scotland where it did.
Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself. It cannot be called our mother, but our grave, where nothing, but who knows nothing, is once seen to smile, where screams and shrieks and groans that rend the air are made, not mine, where violent sorrow seems a modern ecstasy. There, the dead man's knell scarce asks for a boon, and good men's lives expire before the flowers on their caps dying where they sing.
A relation too nice and yet too true.
What's the newest grief?
That of an hour's age, doth miss the speaker, each minute teems a newborn.
How is my wife?
Well.
And all my children?
Well, too.
The tyrant has not battered up their peace.
No, they were well at peace when I did see them. When I came hither to transport the tidings which I had heavily borne, there ran a rumour of many worthy fellows that were out, which was to my belief witness the rather, for that I saw the tyrant's power afoot. Your eye in Scotland to create soldiers, make our women fight to doff their dire distresses.
Be it their comfort, we are coming thither.
Would I could answer that comfort with the like, but I have words which would be howled out in the desert air, when no hearing should latch them.
What concern then? The general cause, or is it a fee grieved to some single breast?
No one that's innocent within it shares some woe, though the main part of it pertains to you alone.
If it be mine, keep it not from me. Quickly, let me have it.
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, which shall possess them with the heaviest sound that ever yet they heard.
I guess at it.
Your cause for surprise. The wife and babe savagely slaughtered. To relate the man at work on the quarry of these murdered deer, to add to death of people.
Merciful heaven. What man? Now pull your hat upon your brow. Give sorrow words. The grief that does not speak whispers the o'erwrought heart and bids it break.
My children too?
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
There must be from thence. My wife killed too?
I have said.
Be comforted. Let us make medicines of our revenge. Should cure this deadly grief.
He has no children. All my did you say all? Okay, all my pretty chickens and their dam at one fell swoop.
Dispute it like a man.
I shall do so! But I must also feel it as a man. I cannot but remember such things that were most precious to me. Did heaven look on and would not take their part? Sinful Macduff! They were all struck for thee. Not that I am, not for their own demerits, but for mine, the slaughter of their souls. Heaven rest them there.
Be this the whetstone to your sword, let grief convert to anger, blunt not the heart, enrage it.
Oh, I could play the woman with mine eyes and braggart with mine tongue. Gentle heavens cut short all intermission. Front to front bring thou this fiend of Scotland and myself. Within my sword's length set, and if he escape, heaven forgive him too.
This tune goes manly. Come, go we to the king. Our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for the shaking, and the powers above put on their instrument. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day.
Here's a spot. Hark, she speaks. I will set down what comes from hand. Satisfied, my remembrance more strongly.
Out! Damn spot! Out, I say! 1, 2. Why then, 'tis time to do it. Hell is murky. Ah, my lord. Fine. A soldier and a fear. What need we fear? Who knows it when none can call our power to account? Yet, who would have thought the old man to have had so much blood in him?
Do you want that?
The Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? What? Will these hands ne'er be clean? No more of that, my lord. No more of that. You mar all with this starting.
Go to. You have known what you should not. She has spoke what she should not. I'm sure of that. Heaven knows what she has known.
Here's the smell of the blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia were not sweet this little hand. Oh.
What a sigh is there? The heart is fully charged. I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of a whole body. Well. Pray God it be so. This disease is beyond my practice. And yet I have known those who have walked in their sleep and died holily in their beds.
Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Look not so pale. I tell you yet again, Banquo's buried. He cannot come out on's grave.
Even so?
To bed. To bed. There's knocking at the gate. Come. Give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed.
Will she go now to bed? Directly. Darkness brings her abroad. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. More needs she the divine than the physician. God forgive us all. Look after her. Remove from her the needs of all anxiety and And so good night. Good night. My mind, she has mated and amazed my sight. I think. Dare not speak. Good night, good doctor.
The English power is near, led on by Malcolm, his uncle Seyward, and the good Macduff. Revenge is burning them, through their dear causes would, to the bleeding of the grim alarm, excite the mortified man.
At Banquo Wood shall we well meet with them. That way they come.
Will Donalbain be with his brother?
For certain, sir, he is not. I have a file of all the gentry. There is Seyward's son, and many unroughed youths that even now protest their first of manhood.
Oh, what does the tyrant?
Great Duncan, he strongly fortifies. Some say he's mad. Lesser than Hecat do call it valiant fury. But it is certain he cannot buckle his distempered conduct in the belt of rule.
Now does he see his murders sticking on his hands. Now does he feel the rebel in his faith breach.
Who then can blame his senses to recoil and start, when all that is within him does condemn itself for being there?
Well, march we on, to give obedience where it is truly owed. Meet we the medicine to the sickly wheel, and through him pour we in our country's purge each drop of us.
For so much as it needs to dew the sovereign flower and drown the weeds, make me our march towards Burnham.
Bring me no more reports. Let them fly all. Till Burnham was removed to Duncan, I cannot tent with fear. What's the boy Malcolm? Is he not born of woman? The spirits that know all mortal consequences have pronounced me thus. Fear not Macbeth. No man that's born of woman shall e'er have power upon thee. Then fly, Falstane, and mingle with the English epicures. The mind I sway by and the heart I bear shall never shag down or shake with fear. Where does that lad goose look?
There is 10,000.
Geese, villain.
Soldiers, sir.
Go prick thy face, and override thy fear, thou living little boy. Death of thy soul! What soldier's patch, what soldier's way-face, those living cheeks of thine are countenance to fear? What soldier's way-face?
The English more so please you.
Take your face hence. Seyton! I am sick at heart when I behold Seyton, I say! This bush shall cheer me ever, or else deceive me now. I have lived long enough. My way of life is formed into the sere yellow leaf, and that which should accompany old age as honor, obedience, love, truth of friends, I must not look to have. In their stead, curses, not loud, but deep, mouth, honor, breath, which the poor heart would fain deny and dare not. Seyton! What's your greatest pleasure? What's news more? All is confirmed, my lord, which was reported. I'll fight, till from my bones my flesh be hacked. Give me mine armour. 'Tis not easy, dear. I've put it on. Send out the horses, scare the country round, hang those that talk of fear. Give me mine armour. How is your patient, doctor?
Not so, my lord. She is troubled with thick coming fancies that do keep her from her rest.
Cure her of that. Is thou a minister to a mind diseased? Pluck from the memory and rooted sorrow, raise out the written troubles of the brain with some sweet, oblivious antidote. Cleanse that stuffed bosom of the perilous stuff which weighs upon the heart.
Therein the patient must minister to himself.
Fist to the dogs. I'll none of it. Come, put mine on. Give me my staff. Seyton, send out. Doctor, the things fly from me. Come, sir, dispatch. Thou couldst, doctor, cast the water of my land, find her disease, and purge it to a sound and pristine health. I would applaud thee to the very echo that should applaud again. Put off, I say! What rhubarb, senna, or what purgative drug would scour these English heads against our them?
Aye, my good lord, your royal presentation makes us hear something.
Bring it up, Billy.
Arrived from Dunsinane away and clear. Profit again should hardly bring me here.
I will not be afraid of death and bane till Burnham Forest come to Dunsinane.
Cousins, I hope the days are near at hand that Chambers will be safe.
We doubt it nothing.
What wood is this before us?
The wood of Burnham.
Let every soldier hew him down a bough and bear it before him. Thereby shall we shadow the numbers of our host and make discovery ere in report of us.
It shall be done.
We learn none other than the confident tyrant keeps still in Dunsinane and will endure our setting down before it.
This is main hope. For where there is advantage to be given, both more and less have given him the revolt. And none serve with him but constrained souls whose hearts are absent too.
Let our just censures attend the true event, and put we on industrious soldiership.
The time approaches that will make us know what we shall say we have and what we owe. Thoughts speculative their unsure hopes relate, but certain issues stroke must arbitrate, towards which advance the war!
to die hereafter. There would have been a time for such a word. Tomorrow. And tomorrow. And tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time, and all our yesterdays are lighted pools, the way to dusty death. Out, brief candle. Life is but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Thou comest to use thy tongue, thy story, quickly.
Gracious, my lord, I should report that which I saw, but I knew not how to do it.
Well, say so.
As I stood my watch upon the hill, I looked out to burning wood, and anon methought the woods began to move.
And slave!
Let me intrude around, but be not so. But I say, you'll see coming in 3 mile, a moving grove.
Thy speech falls. Upon the next tree shalt thou hang alive till famine claim me. If thy speech be sooth, I care not if thou dost for me as much. I hold in resolution and begin to doubt the equivocation of a fiend that lies like truth. Fear not, till there the wood become to Dunsinane, and now a wood become to Dunsinane. On that! If this which he vouches does appear, there's nor flying hence, nor tarrying here. I begin to be aweary of the sun, and wish the state of the world were now undone. Ring the alarm bell! Blow wind! Come back! At least you'll die with harness on our back.
Near enough. Your leafy screen throw down and show like those you are. You, worthy uncle, shall with my cousin, your right noble son, lead our first battle. Worthy Macduff and we shall take upon what else remains to do according to our order.
Make all our trumpets speak. Give them all breath. Those clamorous harbingers of blood and death!
Very well. If we do but find the tyrant's power tonight, let us be beaten if we cannot fight.
The tidings of a mistake. I cannot fly, but bear I must fight the cause. What's he that was not born a woman? Such a one am I to fear, or none.
What is thy name?
Thou'lt be afraid to hear it.
No. Though thou call thyself a hotter name than any is in hell.
My name's Macbeth.
The devil himself could not pronounce a title more hateful to mine ear.
No! Thou wast born of woman, but swords, aye, smiles, weapons, love is strong. As Fran this die, a man of woman born.
Show thy face! If thou be slain, and with no stroke of mine, my wife and children's ghosts will hunt me still. I cannot strike at wretched kerns whose arms are hired to bear their staves. Either thou, Macbeth, or else my sword I sheathe with an unbattered edge, Undine. There thou shouldst be, by this great clatter, one of greatest notes who was brooded. Let me find him, fortune, and more I beg not.
Foes that strike beside us.
Enter, sir, the castle.
Why should I play the Roman fool and die on mine own sword? As I see lives, the gashes do better on them.
Turn, hellhound.
Thou losest labour. Zizi, mayst thou, the entrenchant air with thy keen sword impresses, make me bleed? Let thy blade fall on vulnerable crests. I bear a charmed life, which must not yield to one no woman born.
To spare thy child. And let the angel whom thou still hast served tell me, Macduff was from his mother's womb untimely rent!
Accursed be the tongue that tells me so, for it has cowed my better part of man. And be these juggling fiends no more believed, that falter with us in a double sense, that hold the word of promise to our ear, and break it to our hope. Well done, fight the thing!
Then yield thee, coward, and live to be the show and gaze of the time. We'll have thee, as our rare monster song, painted upon a pole and under it. Here you may see the tyrant.
I will yield! To kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet, and to be baited with the rabble's curse. Though Burnham would be come to Duncan, and thou opposed being of no woman born, yet have a twain lost. Before my body I throw my warlike shield. Lay on, Macduff, and damn me him the first choice. Hold! Enough!
Would the friends we miss were safe arrived?
Some must go off, and yet, by these I see so great a day as this is cheaply bought.
Macduff is missing, and your noble son.
Your son, my lord, has paid a soldier's debt. He only lived but till he was a man, which no sooner his prowess confirmed, the unshrinking station from which he fought. But like a man he died.
And he is dead?
Aye, brought off the field. Your cause of sorrow must not be measured by his worth, for then it hath no end.
Had he his hurts before?
Aye, on the front.
Thank God soldier he be. Had I as many sons as I have hairs, I would not wish him a finer death. But so his knell is naught.
He's worth more sorrow than that I'll spend for him.
He's worth no more. They say he parted well, paid his score. So God be with him. Look, here comes nearer comfort.
Hail, King, for so thou art. Behold, the usurper's cursed head. The time is free. I see thee compassed in thy kingdom's pearl, that speak my salutation in their minds, whose voices I desire aloud with mine. Hail, King of Scotland!
Hail, King of Scotland!
We will not spend a large expense of time before we reckon with your several loves and make us even with you. My thanes and kinsmen, henceforth be ours, the first that ever Scotland in such an honour named. What's more to do? We should be planted newly with the time as calling home our exiled friends abroad, that fled the watchful snares of tyranny, producing forth the cruel ministers of this dead butcher and his fiend-like queen, who, as 'tis thought, by self and violent hands took off her life. That and what needless else calls upon us by the grace of grace, we will perform in measure, time, and place. With thanks to all, and and to each one whom we invite to see us crowned at school.